They'll probably fake out the Groudon now, right? Or maybe they'll let me get the attack off with a parting shot. No fake out, fake tears. Lunala drops. They parting shoot into Groudon. Groudon has already taken a KO and it's already done a lot of damage. Groudon's doing some good work here. And they forfeit. Welcome back to VGC Legends. In this series, I spin a wheel of names. I get a random legendary Pokemon out of all those that exist in Scarlet and Violet. And I build a team on Showdown to use on the VGC Regulation I ladder. I build a team on the spot, give it a go on the ladder right here, right now. I do this for a couple of reasons. One is just that I really like legendary Pokemon. I've always appreciated their place in Pokemon lore and sort of the richness that they bring to the Pokemon world. And so I like to give each of them a showcase where I can. And two, speed building a bunch of teams makes for some interesting moments. I'm going to make some good teams for sure, and I'm going to make some bad teams for sure. I'm going to make a number of different kinds of teams, and that means that the gameplay is going to be dynamic and interesting sometimes, and maybe I'll learn some things along the way. The last two legendaries that the wheel gave me were Articuno and Zapdos, so already wild coincidence, but let's see if I get Moltres now, right after those two. Articuno, Zapdos. Who is the third member of the trio according to this wheel? Let's find out. Will it be Moltres? Will it be any of the 50 other options? Doesn't look like it's going to be Moltres. Looks like it's going to be Groudon. Okay, Groudon. I just used Groudon last time, but I think I can do something different with it this time. Okay, so in the Zapdos video, I paired it with a basic Clear Amulet, physical attacking, 3 attacks, protect Groudon. So I don't think I want to do that again immediately. There are a few other directions I can go with it. I could just run back the Assault Vest Groudon with Hisui and Lilligant team. I really enjoy that one right now, but that's the one from Bologna, of course. But I've already used that in a video. You can check that out in, I can't remember exactly the title of the video, but the season finale one where I used 5 tournament teams that had gotten my attention recently, but that I wasn't making into videos of their own before wrapping up the season. The Groudon Lilligant team is one of those 5. It's a lot of fun, but I don't think I need to use it again. I also could do something with Swords Dance Groudon. That could be fun. But lately on the Best of 1 ladder, I've been seeing a lot of Eruption Groudon. So it'll be like Terra Fire, Eruption, probably a Choice Scarf, I assume. And they just start blasting with that. Groudon has, I mean, base 100 special attack is not great, but it can be kind of fun to catch an opponent off guard, right? I think. I don't know. I haven't tried it myself, but I've run into a few opponents using it. The problem is, I don't really know how to build out a team around that. Eruption Groudon is very much just a surprise change-up closed team sheet tech, right? You're not going to see it in a major tournament. So I actually did open Top Cut Explorer before I jumped onto Showdown here. Just looked around a little bit off recording, looked at the results from Bologna, Utrecht, Santiago, and Melbourne. And all of those had Groudon placed reasonably high, but they were all, of course, more or less standard physical Groudon. There's no Eruption Groudon. Seeing a lot of success at tournaments, and that's not surprising. It probably is a worse set, especially in a best of 3 open team sheet format. Nonetheless, I want to try it out. So how do I make Eruption Groudon work? This is where I would tell you, except nope, I started recording without figuring it out. I guess the first question is, well, it doesn't have to be the first question, but a question to think about is, what is the other restricted Pokemon to pair with Eruption Groudon? And lately, very often my instinct has been, if I'm using a special attacking restricted, I probably want to pair it with a physical attacking restricted, but that's not necessarily true. There are teams with, like, Miraidon Lunala or Miraidon Terapagos and stuff that have had a lot of success. For Eruption Groudon, so I'm going to be clicking a spread fire type attack, right? That's the goal, at least. I mean, it'll also have, like, Earth Power, and I don't know what else. Flamethrower, Solar Beam, I'll figure that out, but so it's vulnerable to Wide Guard, it's vulnerable to Priority, and it's vulnerable to Fire Resists. Water types, Dragon types. Doesn't sound very... Rock types. Doesn't sound very good when I put it that way, does it? But also opposing Fire types. We're not going to worry about that. About it not sounding very good. We're committing to this. So, I probably want want Tailwind support, but back to thinking about the other restricted. I could do Lunala, and that gets Tailwind, I think. No, I'm all over the place right now. Need to focus. Okay. So I have issues with Kyogre, Groudon. Not so much Miraidon because I can Earth Power that. Galapagos to an extent. I could pair this with my own Miraidon. I really don't hate that. Or maybe something like Zamazenta. I don't like Miraidon because it can also just blast Wide Guard users with Electro Drift. And yeah, it's a massive threat to Kyogre, which also disrupts my weather. So I want to be able to threaten it. Sorry, I just bumped the mic. That was probably audible. I think Miraidon makes decent sense here. It's also just... it seems to be the best restricted Pokemon there is right now. Okay, then I want Tailwind. I probably want Whimsicott. I could even think about Fake Tears Whimsicott to give Groudon more respectable damage. Fake Tears instead of like Light Screen or something, right? Probably still want Tailwind and Encore and Moonblast. Fake Tears I think is a reasonable third Prankster move though. I could think about Farigiraf. I mean, now I'm kind of in Miraidon team mode. I probably want Iron Hands because Groudon, if I'm running special attack in Groudon, I want some physical damage from somewhere. Farigiraf is definitely an option. Helping Hand Eruption, yeah, that sounds pretty good. And then what do I need to tie this team together? I mean, probably more than I can do in one slot. There are probably a lot of holes that I'm not thinking about, but I'm just kind of trying to bring some strong Pokemon together that help to cover Groudon's weaknesses, right? Like, if I run into Kyogre, maybe I'm in some trouble. Maybe I'm in less trouble if I throw Miraidon and Iron Hands at them. Tailwind, I have Armor Tail. I could just do a Sun boosting Pokemon, actually, right? Like something like a Fluttermane, Walking Wake. I could use either of the Paradox Donphan relatives because each of my restricteds powers one of them up. I don't know if I haven't seen anyone using Great Tusk in Reg-I. I doubt it's any good. Iron Treads is decent. I'm getting distracted again. Raging Bolt. Now I already have Miraidon. Chi-Yu. Chi-Yu is not bad here. It boosts the damage on both restricteds and it benefits from Sun. There's probably something that I need that it doesn't cover for, but... Also, what do I do into Trick Room teams? Chi-Yu Groudon or Chi-Yu Miraidon might actually be a pretty solid answer to some of them. Probably deny some of their setups. I could also put Trick Room on my own Farigiraf and look for openings to reverse it. I could even run Imprison Trick Room Farigiraf, but I don't know that that's good in this format when everything hits so hard. Alright, Chi-Yu is the front runner in my mind right now. I do think I want it to be an offensive Pokemon. I could just run like Single Striker Shifu. Actually, Single Striker Shifu might be good here. A little bit more flexible than Chi-Yu. I don't really think I need a Fluttermane. I mean, it's a good Pokemon, but I don't really think I need it. Fluttermane Groudon lead. Could be really solid, actually. Oh, the other thing about Chi-Yu is I like, Scarf is like the only set I run on it now, and I already have the Scarf on Groudon. I can do like Specs Chi-Yu. But then what do I put on Miraidon? Okay, Fluttermane or Shifu. Walking Wake. Probably one of those three. I think Fluttermane is interesting enough. Do I need Fluttermane when I have Whimsicott? It's already a Fairy type with speed control. I'm gonna do Single Striker Shifu. I don't know if the synergy really makes sense, but I like having that little bit more physical power, so I'm not just relying only on Iron Hands for that. It is good into Terrapagos, which can give this restricted duo some trouble, at least with the Groudon set that I'm looking at running, the special attacking Groudon. And Urshifu is just so good. Rapid Strike, of course, is weakened by my own son. Might be worth it anyway, but yeah, I'm going with Single Strike Urshifu on the principle, not that I see a specific niche that it fills in this team. I do a little bit, but more just that it's a really good Pokemon, and I don't really see an obvious anti-synergy here. And I think it probably just brings enough to the table because it's Urshifu and it's just so powerful that it ought to work. But I don't know. I'll flesh out the team now and we'll see what I end up with. All right, well, here it is. Choice Scarf Special Groudon. I think nothing too crazy otherwise. I really hope that the Fake Tears Whimsicott can put in some work. I think that could be a lot of fun. It's min-speed Iron Hands so that if an opponent sets Trick Room, I can at least speed tie their Calyrex and Ursaluna. A lot of pretty standard stuff otherwise, I think. But yeah, I hope the duo of Groudon and Whimsicott can put in some work. That could be a lot of fun. And before we jump to the battles, let's just take a look at this. Oh, I didn't make it shiny yet. Shiny Groudon. Look at that yellow. I still remember in Sword and Shield when they did those online competitions where the rewards were the shiny Galarian legendary birds. Basically, they were like global challenges, but I think they were called something else. I don't know. It was early days for me, and I didn't know really anything what was going on. But I made monocolor teams for those challenges. I used an all-blue Pokemon team for the Articuno one, and then all yellow, and then all red. With a Pokemon using the official Pokedex color to determine what color every Pokemon was. You can find that listed on Bulbapedia. Every Pokemon has one official color listed in the Pokedex, and that was how I determined what color all of them were. And the yellow team was the hardest to build because the only restricted Pokemon that was officially yellow was Necrozma, Duskmane form, Duskmane Necrozma. And it was a double restricted format, but that was the only restricted I got to use. When I was testing my team on the ladder, I actually ended up really liking that team. I worked harder on it than the other two, and it ended up performing best. Go figure. Regieleki, Zapdos, Necrozma, Cresselia, Mimikyu, Alolan Exeggutor was the 6. But when I was testing it on Showdown, an opponent suggested that I could use Shiny Groudon for a second yellow restricted. But I didn't do that because 1, it didn't fit the rules that I'd imposed on myself. Groudon is not an officially yellow Pokemon. And 2, the actual challenge was in-game and I don't have a Shiny Groudon. But maybe that would have been fun. Anyway, let's see what Shiny Groudon can do for us here on Showdown. Hey, that story kind of tied back into Zapdos, actually, because the reward for that competition was a Shiny Galarian Zapdos. And I used Cantonian Zapdos on the team. It actually was sort of the main engine that unlocked the whole team. It was a late change putting it on there, and it made the team so much better instantly, and ended up being my main Dynamax attacker in the main mode. Respects Regieleki spamming Electro Web next to it. Anyway, Raging Bolt. Volcarona, Incineroar, Miraidon, Rillaboom, Double Terrain, interesting. Lunala. Can I just erupt this? It's tricky, right? 'Cause they might have Wide Guard. They definitely have a Dragon type restricted. They definitely have another Dragon type that also is powered up by the sun. And they have Incineroar. But it's the first game. I'm just going to do it. Iron Hands or Urshifu? I feel like that's going to be a question pretty often in this video. Iron Hands or Urshifu? Urshifu, or Iron Hands, the advantage of Iron Hands is what? It takes hits from Raging Bolt and Miraidon better? That's pretty significant, actually. But now let's just crit things. I mean, let's just try to win with Groudon before Urshifu even hits the field. Groudon, Whimsicott, let's go. Lunala, Miraidon. Well, we'll see if they Wide Guard. If they do, maybe I'll Encore them into it, but kind of don't want to Terrifier immediately, although they're not going to Volt Switch Groudon, are they? I could just Earth Power the Miraidon. I don't see much downside to that. It's not like they have a ground immunity to switch in. They could go Rillaboom if they brought it. And of course, Groudon will now be locked into Earth Power, so I can't just switch to a Fire attack. But yeah, we're not going to click the big Eruption button immediately just yet. Oh, faster than Miraidon with the Tailwind. Choice Scarf. Timid Groudon. Timid Groudon, you don't hear that too often. Miraidon will get out of there, but it took a lot of damage. Now there's the Rillaboom, and Lunala goes for Trick Room. Okay. I can Encore it into Trick Room. That's kind of a funny idea. Do you think they'll let me get away with that? I think they might. What is my Rillaboom answer? Probably to not be locked into Earth Power, if we're being honest. I'm actually down to go Miraidon. Get my terrain up here. And yeah, I'm going to click Encore into Lunala. It'll be funny if they let me do this. Most opponents don't. This one did. Yeah, the Trick Room comes right back. Interesting that it goes to that spot in the move order too, because like presumably they didn't click a negative priority move. So Trick Room gets the priority of whatever it's filling in for here. There's the Volcarona. Even if they have Wide Guard, they can't click it now, so I'm just going to go Terrifier Eruption. It's time. Fake Tears is off the board, but that's okay. I'm not sure what to do with Miraidon. I don't think I want to Electro Drift because I can redirect it into Volcarona, and then Miraidon could be burned by the Flame Body, because even though Electro Drift is a special attack, it does make contact. I don't think Volt Switch is a contact move, though. Here's Volt Switch Lunala, and yep, it's Eruption time. Let's go. Rillaboom coming in? Oh, that is absolutely fine with me. Volcarona protects. Boo. This will delete Rillaboom, though. Oh, not quite. This does. The Volt Switch deletes Rillaboom. Have to go bring a Shifu in now. I go Miraidon. I still have a turn of Tailwind. This isn't even a Dragon type anymore, plus it's at low enough HP that who cares. I'm going to risk getting Urshifu burned. I think it's fine. Just click Wicked Blow into Volcarona and go for another big Eruption here. They pivot Lunala in. Big Eruption. Volcarona's knocked out by the Wicked Blow. No burn, and they forfeit. Let's go. Eruption Groudon. It didn't do a massive amount of damage, but it did enough, right? It opened holes for its teammates to come in and get those KOs. And the Earth Power into Miraidon also brought that nice and low. That was a solid first game, actually, for Scarf Eruption Groudon. This person is a Hitmontop. That's fun. Another Miraidon Lunala team. Pretty similar, apart from the Hitmontop, to that last one. Should I just lead Whimsicott Groudon again? I think I should. I think I'm going to bring all the same Pokemon. Am I sure that I want Urshifu instead of Iron Hands? No, but I'm doing it anyway. I'm going to bring all the same Pokemon. Click that Earth Power, click that Eruption, whatever seems to fit the position. This one definitely has Wide Guard because why else are you running Hitmontop? But I can also reasonably infer from that the Lunala probably doesn't have Wide Guard. It's not impossible that it does, but it's unlikely. Lunala Rillaboom, okay. Tailwind Eruption? I could fake out Groudon, but like... And I can do that anyway, what am I going to do about it? Let's go. Let's go. They'll probably fake out Groudon, right? But if they don't... Oh, they don't, they switch. This is going to do nothing to Incineroar, isn't it? I also can't fake Tears Incineroar because it's a Dark type, which makes it immune to Prankster boosted status moves. If Whimsicott didn't have Prankster, then I could fake Tears Incineroar, but there'd be other issues then with that idea. Let's see if they let me do this. They'll probably fake out the Groudon now, right? Or maybe they'll let me get the attack off with the Parting Shot. No fake out, fake Tears. Lunala drops. They Parting Shoot into Groudon. Groudon has already taken a KO, and it's already done a lot of damage. Groudon's doing some good work here. They forfeit. I don't even get to find out what's coming in. I don't get to think about switching out and repositioning. That's it. Eruption Groudon really is just claiming lives out here on the best of one ladder. Why didn't I try it until now? Well, I guess it's for the best, because when the wheel gave me Groudon, I knew what I wanted to do. Here's a Kyogre Dialga team. That's interesting. This looks Trick Roomy as all heck. Not really, but Sinistcha, Dialga are your Trick Room setters. You have Ursaluna. Kyogre is relatively slow restricted. You have Redirection. Yeah, this looks like a pretty Trick Roomy team. It's also, even though it's a Kyogre team, it has a lot of Miraidon answers. I think I might want to lead with Miraidon anyway and threaten a lot of damage right away. I could do something like Miraidon or Shifu. I don't know that Whimsicott is as valuable into this team, except of course in that it gets the fake tears. I could even lead Whimsicott and like fake tears their Trick Room set, or depending on how they lead. If it's like if there's an Ogre Pawn, then Whimsicott maybe becomes a liability. But then I can just Moonblast it. Alright, I'll Miraidon Whimsicott lead. Iron Hands, and I could do Farigiraf. Should probably do my second restricted. The problem is Groudon is pretty significantly nerfed if they get Trick Room up. Urshifu is kind of a third restricted. Let's go with that. Groudon, Whimsicott, Ursaluna, Dialga right off the bat. Wow. Okay. Do they protect Dialga and just throw an attack at Miraidon, expecting me to double into Dialga? If they do, good job by them. Because I will let them get away with it if that's their play. But if they let me have this Dialga here, then that Ursaluna becomes a lot easier to deal with, I think. It might be a tricky choice for them. They're taking some time with it. They protect Dialga. Ah! I thought they would maybe protect Ursaluna, get the burn, go for Trick Room. No, they have the KO. I mean, Ursaluna is massively strong even before the burn. They just had the KO on Miraidon there. Ah, that's too bad for me. Well, what can you do? Iron Hands will speed tie with Ursaluna. Not really sure I want that right now. Probably better off going for Urshifu. And I'm going to Wicked Blow, anticipating a Ghost Terra, because it's not like they can protect through this turn. And... oh, I can Encore the Dialga, deny Trick Room that way. I think it's Terra Ghost Ursaluna. I think we see it here because they want to leave it on the field but not take a close combat. I'm mistaken, but I do get a Wicked Blow into Sinistcha now. That KOs. Dialga's back. Dialga's a pretty free Trick Room now, doesn't it? I probably lose to Ursaluna, although maybe not, because again, I am running min-speed Iron Hands for this kind of situation. I think getting damage on Kyogre is kind of just the best thing I can do here. I don't know if I should Sucker Punch or Wicked Blow. I don't think it's going to be Scarf Kyogre on a team like this. I'll Wicked Blow. I'll just double into Kyogre. Terra Fairy Dialga. Okay. Summer Shifu could have coverage for that, but this one doesn't. Whimsicott takes the Ice Beam after the Moonblast drop. Let's go for the Encore play again. I don't know if this opponent will let me get away with it. I'll Sucker Punch Kyogre and I'll Encore Dialga. No, they switch it out. That's what a lot of them do in this kind of position. I do get rid of Kyogre though. Ursaluna, this bear, Ursaluna is back. I kind of want to switch Whimsicott out and preserve the Encore threat, but I don't think I can let Iron Hands take whatever attack is coming, so I will just Focus Sash on Ursaluna, or impossible to keep these bears straight. Focus Sash on Urshifu is broken. So I'll Sucker Punch the Ursaluna. Do I need to detect and preserve Urshifu? That actually, yeah, that might be better, because then when Iron Hands comes in, I have two Pokemon in position to attack. So I'll detect this turn. I'll throw a Moonblast into Ursaluna. They Facade into Urshifu. Flash Cannon Whimsicott. I didn't think Whimsicott would get the attack off, but this lets me reposition so that I have two offensive threats at the same time. For what good that does. Iron Hands should be tied slowest Pokemon on the field right now, so that speed tie actually could mean a lot. I will Sucker Punch the Dialga, and I will just count on Iron Hands to KO the Ursaluna with the slow kick. Ursaluna protects, okay. They both protect. That's an interesting choice. That lets me potentially get out of Trick Room. Right, it's the last turn of Trick Room. Is it worth it to detect with Urshifu here? I think Iron Hands has to win this game anyway, right? With the Dialga being a fairy type. But preserving the Urshifu might still be worthwhile. My gut's saying to do it, and I'll still throw the low kick at Ursaluna. I win the speed tie. That's huge. That is why I'm running min-speed Iron Hands, to have the chance to do that. And it pays off here, and they forfeit. Nice. Didn't get Groudon into this game, but still a pretty solid one from the rest of the team. Oh, heck yes. This is not exactly the team from Bologna, but that one had the other Calyrex horse form, and actually I think all the Pokemon were different, except Groudon, Hisui, and Lilligant. But Groudon and Hisui and Lilligant is such a fun duo right now. I'm glad it's making an appearance in the Groudon video, even though I'm not using it. It's pretty scary, too, because the thing is, I kind of want to lead Miraidon to deny sleep powders, but obviously that's vulnerable to their restricteds. It's probably worth bringing to the game. I don't know if it's best to lead it. I think it's okay, though, because if I lead Miraidon Whimsicott, then I think I have a pretty safe Tailwind Volt Switch on most of their team. But what do I bring in, then? Maybe Farigiraf, just as a pivot? That would mean I'm bringing Whimsicott, Miraidon, Groudon, Farigiraf. I don't especially like that. I feel like I'm kind of throwing if I don't bring one of the fighting types. I could do Iron Hands instead of Farigiraf. It's a little bit more awkwardly positioned, but maybe I put Whimsicott in the back. Maybe I lead Miraidon Iron Hands. It's kind of Groudon weak. Maybe I lead Miraidon Groudon. Let's just do that. These four. Right? They can't put Groudon to sleep because of the electric terrain. Let's just throw an Eruption at them and Volt Switch the Lilligant. Okay, they get a Coaching. It takes pretty good damage from that Eruption. Volt Switch will knock out the Lilligant. Groudon is probably throwing Precipice Blades back. I'll go Whimsicott. Get knocked out immediately because I turned my Groudon into a Fire type. Probably shouldn't have done that. Well, anyway. There's their Ice Rider. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I lose anyway, but using my Terra there was, I think, not for the best. Because now I don't have it available to boost this Dazzling Gleam. Probably want to instead go Draco Meteor into Groudon. And hope that my Iron Hands can beat the... Or I could Fake Tears something. Right? Walk into Dazzling Gleam anyway, Fake Tears the Groudon. It's Assault Vest Groudon, probably. It is on the Bologna team. This is not the Bologna team. Maybe it's not Assault Vest Groudon. It could have a Clear Amulet, in which case Fake Tears is useless. I'm just going to Draco Meteor. And Moonblast Calyrex. Draco Meteor knocks out the Groudon, but leaves Miraidon vulnerable, obviously. Moonblast drop does nothing to Calyrex. It takes 2 KOs. And I think, yeah, I don't think Iron Hands is going to save this one. And this is not a Trick Room team for my opponent, so, I mean, Walking Wake is definitely faster than Iron Hands. Their Calyrex probably is too. Oh well. Win some, lose some. Very strong start to the video, can't be upset about. Especially about Groudon losing to Groudon. That still makes Groudon look good. We'll play at least a couple more, of course. This one is a Rayquaza and a Kyogre, so Groudon facing both of the rivals from its trio. In the same game. I feel like I might have played this person yesterday. If I played someone using a Raichu on a team like this. I don't know if the account was the same, though. Also, this is 4 of the Pokemon from Wolfglick's World's winning team. Just not Hitmontop and Bronzong. They got these guys instead. Alright. That's all very fun and interesting, but what's an actual insight that helps me win? I don't know. My restricted duo is really bad here because Groudon's Eruption is tanked pretty nicely by Kyogre. Rayquaza can turn off my Sun. They have Raichu to deal with Miraidon. They have Lander. They disconnected. That could be a win con for me. They have Landorus as an offensive threat to Miraidon. I think I lead Miraidon anyway, but I aggressively click Dazzling Gleam. They have reconnected. I'm probably not going to win on the DC. I'll go Whimsicott. I'll go Groudon. I'll go Urshifu, and I'll just try to figure it out. Kyogre, Tornadus, Classic, Tornogre, And again, as much as I'd like to just aggressively click Volt Switch or Electro Drift here, there's a very good chance that the Raichu is about to switch in. So I'll just Terra Fairy, Dazzling Gleam, Tailwind. Yeah, there's the Raichu. They switched it in for Kyogre, so that's going to significantly nerf their potential damage this turn. They take a lot without doing anything back. Dazzling Gleam knocks both of these out now. They can Fake Out. Encore Tornadus just to avoid it, try to avoid any shenanigans. They can Fake Out and avoid getting knocked out this turn. They also can switch, of course. But yeah, they did not play that turn one very aggressively. They go Landorus here. And I'm just going to Fake Tears Dazzling Gleam here. We'll see if it works, but it's the kind of fun idea that I don't think I can ignore. Fake Tears into Landorus, Dazzling Gleam. Maybe they'll Terra Poison. I hope not. But it'd be really funny if this works. They might be thinking about it. If they have Terra Poison, not all of them do. Water, okay. Still neutral. Goodbye. I wanted the Fake Tears to pair with Groudon on this video, but it works very nicely with Miraidon too. And they DC'd again. Let's see if they come back this time. Oh, they did. Okay. I think they're just having connection trouble, genuinely. But they forfeited. Alright, GG. Let's see if we can do that with Groudon again. Good old Miraidon Ice Rider team. How do I beat this? If I lead Whimsicott Miraidon, they can just do that too, but you know what? Let's lead Whimsicott Groudon. I can Earth Power a Miraidon lead, or I can Eruption the Trick Room boys. I don't know if I bring Miraidon to this one, actually. It's so threatened by this. I think I bring both of these guys. Okay, it's Ursaluna Miraidon lead. Didn't really think about an Ursaluna lead at preview. But I said what I'd do if I saw Miraidon. Here we go. Just Earth Power that. Set Tailwind. Decent damage. Don't love that that doesn't just KO, especially since Groudon got KO'd back by the Draco Meteor. That's kind of rough for me. But I'll go Urshifu here. Because I can threaten Miraidon with a Moonblast. And I can close combat the Ursaluna. Could be Terra Ghost, but I hope not. I think they're still usually Terra Normal, unless there's been a meta development that I don't know about. I'm threatening the Miraidon with a Moonblast. Do I actually want to go for it? I think so. I think it's fine to land the Moonblast into anything else that they have. The alternative is, I guess, to switch Whimsicott out and get Iron Hands in, but that's a little bit dangerous. Let's just Moonblast Miraidon slot. I'll bring Iron Hands in on the close combat. Okay, let me have their Miraidon. And who's coming in now? I don't think they brought their Whimsicott to this game, so the Tailwind is actually a huge advantage for me so far, but maybe if they didn't bring Whimsicott, then they have a Trick Room setter. But we don't get to see it here as they go Ursaluna. I'll just Detect and Moonblast Ursaluna. Maybe I get a special attack drop. Yeah, Detect to cover for the Fake Out. No drop, but good damage. Now I'm down to my last two Pokemon, but it's my two fighting types. Not the worst thing here. Close combat should not KO Iron Hands. But maybe... Iron Hands is probably very heavy, right? Okay, if I think they have a dark... If I think they have one of these two psychic types in the back, I don't really think there's any significant downside to Terra Dark or Shifu here. Wicked Blower, Saluna. And yeah, low kick Iron Hands. Theirs might be faster than mine, or we're probably both min speeds. It's probably speed tie. Yeah, it was a speed tie, and I won. Nice. Good luck with speed ties so far this video. And I won the game too. Okay. Okay. Groudon, Shadow Rider, Wheezing stuff. Groudon, Shadow Rider, Wheezing shenanigans. I can Earth Power Wheezing, or if they don't lead it, I can Erupt. Eruption's actually really bad into this team, but I can Earth Power stuff. One's caught. Miraidon. I can crit Dondozo with Urshifu. That might be a reason for them not to bring Dondozo. But the Sash and Darkmoon fighting coverage, even though it's bad into Wheezing, I think it's solid into the rest of their team, so let's bring it. Okay, Wheezing Groudon. I'll just Tailwind and Earth Power Wheezing. It doesn't one-shot Miraidon, but I really hope it gets this KO. Terra Dark. That's not going to KO now. Also, Prankster's turned off, so Groudon went before Whimsicott. Doesn't really matter here, but yeah, I didn't think about that. I've used Wheezing teams in the past, but Neutralizing Gas is still a wild ability to get your head around. I forget some interactions with it sometimes when it's on my own team. I don't really want to burn Urshifu's Focus Sash so quickly. And I don't think I need to. I think I can go Miraidon here. They've committed their Terra to adding a Fairy weakness to their team, so Dazzling Gleam is pretty threatening here, especially since I've Tailwind up. Yeah, Dazzling Gleam just kind of makes them sad. I can even Terra Fairy here, I think. Okay, I Earth Powered the Groudon slot. That's not ideal, but this should pick up the Wheezing. Yeah. It didn't really matter where the Groudon went. The Miraidon was KOing anyone who didn't protect or switch there anyway. Do I want to unlock Groudon's move choice? No, I don't think I'm doing better than Earth Power here, so I'll just keep spamming it. Dazzling Gleam. They cannot Terrasilize the Groudon. They can do that. Got a special defense drop with the Earth Power. That's nice. You love to see it. And those two attacks together did a lot of damage, mostly the Miraidon, but the Groudon contributed. That Dondozo is not very safely positioned here. It'll protect, it'll get some recovery. I'll lose my Tailwind, but these are very fast Pokemon with the Choice Scarf on the Groudon. I think I just keep attacking. And I still have the Urshifu in the back. Of course, Groudon becomes a lot scarier if my Miraidon goes down. Or just without Tailwind. I mean, they might outspeed. But it is now down to just Tatsugiri and Groudon. They might protect through my last turn of Electric Terrain here, but what am I going to do? Earth Power, Dazzling Gleam. Earth Power, Tatsugiri. It could have a Focus Sash or something. Probably not, but it could. Get another drop. Knock out Tatsugiri, and that just leaves Groudon, and they forfeit. Nice. Solid. I still had the Urshifu's Focus Sash available, or still intact, I mean, as well. So yeah, saving that paid off nicely. And once they turned their Wheezing into a Dark type and they couldn't Terrasilize the Miraidon could just blast through here. And Groudon did contribute for real there. I mean, the special defense drop on Dondozo was, I think, pretty significant. Kyogre, Zacian, Groudon, Landorus, Iron Jugulus. Haven't seen an Iron Jugulus in a little bit. That's a cool Pokemon. And I think probably Rapid Strike Urshifu there. Swordfish team. How do I beat Swordfish? I can Earth Power Zacian. I can Volt switch Kyogre. I can lead these, bring these. Threaten Kyogre immediately if they lead it. Have the Earth Power available on Zacian. Fake out. Tailwind probably coming out for them this turn. Makes sense. I'll click the Volt Switch into Iron Jugulus because I don't think I'm likely to be punished if they fake me out. They could click Snarl, but then if they click Snarl, they're not clicking Tailwind. So I think this is okay. Recover off a little bit of that fake out damage too. We do both Tailwind. Now I can Volt Switch the Iron Jugulus. I can even just Electro Drift it, but I think getting Miraidon out and the Electric Train back up afterward is fine and good. I'll Encore Rillaboom. They might switch. Now they're locked into Fake Out. They didn't switch. They'll have to switch now if they want Rillaboom to accomplish anything. Volt Switch. I'll just Moonblast the Rillaboom slot, try to catch whatever switches in. It's Kyogre. Nice. I can get some damage on that, weaken the Water Spout, and maybe get... Never mind. Can't do any of that because they knocked out Whimsicott. Maybe get a special attack drop, but no. Alright, well... I think I go with Salt Vest Iron Hands here and I go Groudon. Or no, I think I just bring Miraidon right back in. They can't Terrasilize Kyogre. I can Electro Drift it. Might get Rillaboom coming back in. But I think I do it anyway. Drain Punch the Jugulus, Electro Drift the Kyogre. It is Rillaboom. Okay, Volt Switch might have been a little bit more sound, although Groudon is kind of awkwardly positioned in this game, if I bring it in here anyway. I did some damage. I'll let them fake out whichever one they want here. And attack Iron Jugulus with the other one. They didn't fake out at all, actually. They knock out the Jugulus. Both of our Tailwind setters are gone, so I can't get Tailwind back up, but neither can they. However, they knocked out Iron Hands. That means Miraidon can never switch out again. So I am locked into Electro Drift for the rest of the game. I get the Sun, but they can switch Kyogre in and get the Rain right back and get Weather Control for the rest of the game, but I'm just going to go for a Choice Scarf. I think it has to be Earth Power because, again, they can set the Rain right back up. As much as Eruption is tempting here, I think there's a good chance Kyogre switches in immediately. And if not, I still have to beat it in the endgame. But if Kyogre doesn't switch in immediately, then I could probably beat it with Miraidon, right? If they let me have this Eruption... I think which is the better play comes down to whether Kyogre switches in or not. But you know what? This is content. We're going to treat it like content. I'm just going to make the big play and hope it works out. Eruption. Terrifier. Eruption. Okay, it protects Zacian. Then I might want to have the Earth Power available for it now. We do get the KO on Rillaboom. And honestly, you know what? I needed to beat the Rillaboom somehow. That might have been the more sound play, just because how else do I ever beat Rillaboom? Eruption, Electro Drift. Yeah, that does less than half to Zacian in the rain. Then they get to play rough into Miraidon. Okay, so I wasn't winning this anyway. If they miss a Hydro Pump, that means I get to click another Eruption. You know, at least we get to see... At least Groudon gets to look cool, even if it doesn't get to win this one. And I think that's only the second loss of the video, so we'll play until one more. But I'm having a good time. This is... I mean, not that I didn't enjoy the Zapdos team, but this one is a lot of fun for sure. Whether or not they're really sound compositions, I've had a couple of really fun teams in this series lately, which is exactly what I was hoping for when I started it. So, cannot complain. Anyway, Grimmsnarl, Shadow Rider, Landorus, Wellspring Mask, Ogerpon, Incineroar, and Solgaleo. I do see Solgaleo occasionally on the ladder. I don't think it's getting tournament play, at least not any significant amount, but nice to see it getting some attention in some places. I really just want to click Eruption into this team, and this is potentially the last game. Let's just do it. I have the Tailwind and Fake Tears available as well. I'll bring Miraidon, and I have to beat the Landorus somehow. I don't really have great Pokemon to do it. I'll bring Urshifu. I don't think I've brought Farigiraf to a single game. Go figure. Once again, I probably didn't get all 6 slots exactly right. Although there might be some matchup for Furrygraph. I still think that's entirely possible. Eruption. I don't think I need Tailwind here. I think I can Fake Tears the Ogerpon. Or the Landorus. Or the Ogerpon. Or the Landorus. I think ensuring the KO on Landorus is good because it's such a threat with Earth Power. There's the Eruption. Landorus just melts. Ogerpon takes a lot still. Resist the Wood Hammer. That will weaken Eruption now, but what a start. I'll just click it again. 109 base power. Fine. Sure. Tailwind to outspeed the Shadow Rider. Let's see what damage we can get here. Follow me? That doesn't matter. This is Choice Scarf Groudon. You've already seen what it's locked into. That did about half to Shadow Rider. And now I have Tailwind. And I still have both these Pokemon. Groudon is going to do like no damage with Eruption now. So let's bring in Urshifu to preserve the Groudon. And there's actually not a lot for Whimsicott to do in this position. Fake Tears into Shadow Rider isn't really useful, and I don't think it'll work on Solgaleo with Full Metal Body. Unless I'm misremembering what that ability does. Encore, locking them into Astral Barrage doesn't really seem to do anything for me, so I'll just Moonblast the Shadow Rider. Even Moonblasting Solgaleo doesn't do much. Whimsicott's just kind of awkwardly positioned here, and he'll get knocked out now. Bulldo! Oh, Bulldoze Weakness Policy, of course. I should have realized. Oh dear. Sunsteel Strike, but it's into Whimsicott. Okay, so now I can get Groudon in. I can Sucker Punch Calyrex, and I can Earth Power Solgaleo. Did they Terra? No, they didn't. Well, it's still my stab. Sucker Punch Calyrex. I could Detect to cover for... No, I'm just going to do that. Earth Power Solgaleo. Terra Rock! Oh, that's not going to take an Earth Power any better. 70%. Okay, knocks out Groudon. But Urshifu takes that Rock Slide, no problem. I still have a turn of Tailwind. And Miraidon doesn't need that to outspeed Solgaleo anyway. I'm always keeping the Calyrex threatened with a Sucker Punch. Just click Electro Drift into this Rock-type Solgaleo. Calyrex protects, but that means it's not doing damage. They both protect through my last turn of Tailwind. Doesn't matter. I have another Sucker Punch available for this Calyrex now. And I still have the Electro Drift into Solgaleo. And we know it's not running a Choice Scarf. We saw the Weakness Policy. Bulldoze is an attack, so if Calyrex goes for that to lower my speed, it'll just get knocked out by Sucker Punch. And yeah, that's GG. Once again, Groudon not quite bringing it home, but putting in some significant work to create openings for its teammates. Scarf Special Groudon, I'm not saying it's the greatest set in the world, and I understand why it's not getting tournament play, but I am really enjoying it this video. This is another Weezing team. This one is Toedscruel. I also have Porygon 2, which looks kind of out of place to me on this team because this does not look like a Trick Room team apart from the Porygon 2 itself. I don't know what you're doing with Porygon 2 if you're not running, if you don't have a Trick Room game plan built into your team somewhere. So maybe they do, but I don't see it. Anyway, Groudon is a great threat into Weezing and Toedscruel. Obviously, they can deny the sun for a little bit, but Earth Power Weezing. I can just leave my restricteds even. Let's do that. Let's bring Whimsicott. I'll lead Whimsicott instead for a to cover for a non-Weezing lead. I'll bring Miraidon. And Urshifu. Single Strike Urshifu has also been really good on this team. I don't know if I got the Furrygraph pick right, but I think that for a 6th Pokemon, Urshifu was a pretty solid choice. It is Weezing lead with Grimmsnarl. I'll Earth Power the Weezing. And we know now, I forgot in an earlier game, but Fake Tears will come out after Earth Power, so it's not really worth it. I'll go for Tailwind, if they let me. I could also Moonblast Grimmsnarl, but Tailwind is just so valuable, especially with the Shadow Rider probably lurking in the back. That they come up with here. 5 seconds. They're a Dark Weezing again. I feel like there are some days on Showdown where people would just let me Earth Power their Weezing, but apparently it's not today. I'll knock out Whimsicott as well, so there's no fake tears available. I do get one Tailwind. I'll go Miraidon here. What they have done, once again, is open themselves up to the Dazzling Gleam. So, let's Earth Power this slot, and Fairy, Dazzling Gleam. Protect Wheezing, fair enough. Parting Shot into Miraidon, fair enough. They did have that option. Who's coming in, though? They don't have a Fairy Resist now that they've Terastallized Wheezing. This will take some damage here. Takes the Earth Power, and then the Dazzling Gleam. And, I mean, I can just do that again. I still have the Tailwind up. I probably want to get Miraidon off the field before Groudon goes down, ideally, but I don't think this is a time to let up the pressure. Because that Calyrex is a threat when my Tailwind is over, but right now it's not a threat because I do have Tailwind. I want to make the most of that. Switch it out, they go Toad Scroll, damage into that is nice too. It will resist the Earth Power. Maybe I should have Earth Powered Wheezing. Well, I'll knock out the Wheezing here. Mycelium Might is now active, so are Drought and Hadron Engine. Grimmsnarl is back. It can click Fake Out if it has it. It can click Parting Shot. It can even click Thunder Wave into Miraidon, which would be annoying. I'll just get what damage I can on it. Fake Tears into Miraidon. But there's no attack coming out with it this turn. Grimmsnarl's knocked out. I actually think This is tough. Or is it tough? Do I actually just Earth Power the Calyrex here? This is max speed Scarf Groudon. I don't want to switch Urshifu in because I think I might need it. There's a chance that I'll need its Focus Sash to win the game. Oh yeah, these are the last two Pokemon. I think I'm okay if I just preserve the Urshifu here. That means I never switch Miraidon out. That's fine. Don't even need the Urshifu. Groudon outspeeds the Calyrex and knocks it out with the Earth Power. And Miraidon closes out the game against Toad Scroll. If I win this, and I'm at 1497 on the ladder now, I get to 1500, which is, you know, maybe not much to a top player, but still a pretty decent rating for me if I win this next game. Might be easier said than done. This is a scary team. This team could spam priority. If I'm ever bringing Farigiraf, it's probably here. And you know what? I don't think I'm bringing Farigiraf. I think Farigiraf was just not the call for this team. I think what I am doing is Miraidon, Whimsicott, Groudon, Urshifu. Okay, they lead Tornadus and Shadow Rider Calyrex, so their restricted will still outspeed mine. I don't want to just Electro Drift it, but it probably is a focus. It might not have a Focus Sash. They have Chien-Pao. Hard to say which one has the Focus Sash. I think a Volt Switch is fine here. That also covers the Rillaboom switch in a little bit better. They go Terra Ghost immediately. Astral Barrage. Knock out Whimsicott. Knock down to their Sash. We're going Groudon here. It outsped that last Shadow Rider. I can also go Urshifu, because then I can threaten the Sucker Punch into Calyrex. It might switch out. I can click Eruption with Groudon. They might have Rain Dance. They probably do. But then do they click Rain Dance? And since I'm threatening the Sucker Punch and I expect them to react to it, I'm actually going to click Wicked Blow into Tornadus. Yeah, they switch. There's the Rain Dance for sure. So not the best use of Eruption there. That really did very little damage. We do knock out the Tornadus here. So both of us will run out of Tailwind on the same turn and have no way to bring it back, but I don't think I beat these Pokemon now. Because if I can switch Miraidon in, it's already at low HP. Groudon's just going to drop to whatever they want. Yeah. Alright, I got rid of their Tornadus, but yeah, this is GG. We're not going to get it to 1500 in this video, which is fine. It's not like I set that as a goal or anything. I'll just throw what attacks I have at them here. Go for the Fake Out into Groudon. Knock Urshifu down to its sash. I still do get a chance to get the close combat into Rillaboom. Or, I mean, the Wicked Blow. Doesn't KO, though. I would have had to one-shot. I'll Sucker Punch the Rillaboom. But then, yeah, I mean, I'm trying to win with Mira. I think they get rid of my Urshifu here, and that's the last obstacle they need to remove before their Shadow Rider can beat my Miraidon. Actually, I guess it was pretty safe there to switch Miraidon into the Groudon slot, and then maybe I could beat... Yeah, I think I had a way to win this. I could probably... If I could... I should have switched Miraidon into the Groudon slot, and then at least there was a chance that Groudon... I mean, the Shadow Rider's at 1 HP, actually. I might still be able to win this. It's just a question of speed, I think. Maybe I do win this. Yeah, outspeed the Shadow Rider. Yeah, it works out to the same thing, actually. I have a little bit more initiative if I switch Groudon into that slot, but... Dang, absolute classic on the channel, thinking I've lost the game and then realizing on the last turn, actually, wait, I win the game, never mind. The Scarf max speed Groudon outspeeding Shadow Rider Calyrex has been clutch multiple times over in this video. We do get to 1500 and haven't lost a third game yet, so I'll keep going. This Eruption Groudon is a lot of fun. Terapagos, Rillaboom, Incineroar, Shadow Rider, Raging Bolt, and Hearth Flame Mask Ogerpon. Do I just bring all my strong attackers to this one? I probably want Whimsicott, right? Probably want Whimsicott. What fighting type do I drop for Whimsicott, or do I drop a restricted for Whimsicott? I don't think I drop a restricted for Whimsicott. I think I bring... You know what? Groudon. Whimsicott, Miraidon, Urshifu. See if they let me just Eruption right away. They do have double Fake Out, so yeah, that might not quite work out the way that I want. I don't feel pressured to set Tailwind immediately. I can just Moonblast the Terapagos. If they let me do this Eruption... Oh, they Stellar Terra immediately. They do not want me to take advantage of this Sun. They're going to Fake Out, they're going to knock out Groudon with the Terra Starstorm. Probably even with the drop. Oh no, it doesn't KO. Okay. Nice Moonblast drop there. Pretty underwhelming Eruption, though, if I click it here. I'll go Miraidon, I guess. Encore into Rillaboom. Switch. Probably should have anticipated that. Our Starstorm doesn't do too much. Now that I don't have a Terrestrialized Pokemon on the field. You know what I want to do here? They can Fake Out with Incineroar, though. What I want to do is Fake Tears and Volt Switch into Terapagos. Yeah, they might let me. They Fake Out Miraidon. Do get the Fake Tears, but that, I mean, telegraphs that I'm about to attack Terapagos next. They also crit Miraidon with the Terra Starstorm, but it survives. But I can go Groudon here, and I can click Eruption and Volt Switch. And then if Rillaboom comes in, it has a bad time. I'd like to remove this Incineroar if I can. Eruption actually just... Oh. Because Groudon's at low HP, I wasn't thinking about that. Doesn't do much to Rillaboom. Urshifu comes in on a Parting Shot. Love it. Okay. I actually think... I was going to say I think Eruption might be worthwhile here because I can break a Sash on the Calyrex. Problem is they can just Fake Out Groudon. The problem is there's nothing I can switch in to cover for that. Actually, maybe I need to sack Miraidon just so that I can get the Scarf Earth Power into Calyrex. That is really scuffed, but I think that's the only way. Alright, sack Miraidon, because Miraidon always loses to their Calyrex, so I think it is actually my least valuable Pokemon in this position. All that, and then went for the Fake Out into Urshifu, and not... But it doesn't matter, because I needed... If I was going to attack that turn, I needed to double target the Calyrex, and I couldn't do that with the Fake Out on the board, one way or another, regardless. Double target the Calyrex here. They'll probably think they can just safely click Astral Barrage or something. Sucker Punch. Earth Power. Got rid of that at least. Scarf Groudon has been so funny in this video because it outspeeds so many things that people don't expect it to outspeed, like mainly that one horse. But now the Terapagos is back. I mean, I'll just do what I can here. They will let me knock out the Incineroar. But this will KO Groudon. And then all I have left is Urshifu, and I mean, I did what I could to fight back here, but they also have another Fake Out available. I'll just have to go for a Double Detect to actually get it. It's still probably not enough, though. And I don't really want to close combat because I'm at -1 attack, and I don't want to lower my defenses in front of Rillaboom. I don't know if I have to do that anyway, but I'll Wicked Blow. Good damage, but not enough. I have Drum Beating. That's a cool attack. And that is the third loss of the video. I mean, Groudon still got to knock out a horse in this one, so can't really complain. I had a lot of fun with Scarf Eruption Groudon. I understand why I've been seeing Eruption Groudon so often on the ladder now. And even though Groudon is not one of the very best restricted Pokemon, I mean, it does show up here and there and get some tournament results. It's not like it's bad, but it's not at the top of the elite end of restricted Pokemon right now. It's a really fun one, actually. I mean, if you're this team did not run Precipice Blades. If you are running Precipice Blades, you need a certain amount of tolerance for that. Sometimes it's going to miss both targets, and that's going to suck. But like I said, I've really had fun with that Assault Vest Groudon, Hisui, and Lilligant team with the Spec Shadow Rider. I had a lot of fun with this Scarf Eruption Groudon. If you're trying to go and win a regional, not that there are any more regionals this season, maybe Groudon isn't necessarily the pick, although again, some people are getting some results with it. But if you're just trying to have fun playing Pokemon, clicking buttons, don't sleep on Groudon. It's a lot more versatile than you might think, and it's a really fun Pokemon with some of those sets. We didn't even talk about Swords Dance Groudon much in this video, but I could see that being an absolute menace with the right team, the right playstyle. This was a really good one. I had a lot of fun. Who knows what legendary will be next, but you know, that's to find out next time.